from Hong Kong. So looking at the mixed doubles draw, we watched that match. This is section one top half of the draw. As you can see, Kim Won-ho and Zheng Na-eun have already booked their berth in round 2. And up at the top, the winner of this match will play the German pair of Lamfus and Lohau, or the Indonesian pair of Kusha Janto and Kusu Mawati. And joining me for this one as the players come out, very honoured as always to have our resident badminton expert and former national Danish coach, Steen Pedersen. Steen, how are you doing?
Doing well. Looking forward to the new season here in the World Tour.
I said it, the new year doesn't start until the badminton starts.
Exactly.
Hope you had a good new year, and of course to everyone watching as well. Belated new year to you, but as I said, you can't really drag these things out for about a month, up till Chinese New Year anyway. So, but last time we saw you, of course, and last time we saw this pair on TV right now, Zheng and Huang, they were absolutely unstoppable at the World Tour Finals.
Yeah, they were magnificent. Back at their best.
It's definitely a tough, as we get ready for the coin toss, looking at the head-to-head. It's 1-0 lead.
Guys, I'll do the toss first. So red or black? Red is for you, black will be for you. Red wins the toss. Zheng, that side. Who will serve? Lee will serve. Lee to serve. Zheng to receive. Thank you.
So last time they met was at the All England, and if they do kick off this year pretty much the exact same spot where they left off last year, then this is going to be a tough ask, I think you can say, for Lee and Ng. So Huang Yashong, 29 years old, Zhou in China, and this should be, Steen, if I'm right, 195 weeks at #1.
Yeah, I'm not actually certain about it.
I just remember it was about 190 going into the World Tour Finals, so I'm just adding that extra bit on. Zheng Shiwei, 26 years old, Wenzhou in China. And I said they have had a lot of pairs to deal with in terms of winning titles, but that hasn't stopped them in terms of their success rate. And on the other side of the net from them, 25-year-old Ng Si Yao. Rate 24, has been as high as 21. And that was basically January 2024. It's their current ranking. But Reginald Lee, right here, he's actually been as high as 6th in the world. He was with Chao Hoi Hwa back in 2014. Seasoned player. Umpire for this one, Fadil Syed. Joined by our service judge, Fabio Beto. It really is, there's a vast difference in terms of how their 2023s went for both these pairs. And about ready to get underway here. Zheng Shiwei and Huang Yashong, 6 titles, runner-up on 1 occasion. World Tour Finals trophy. That was the big one at the end of the year. As for Lee and Ng, no titles. Last time they were here, of course, defending champions Zheng Shiwei and Huang Yashong. Last time they were here, the Hong Kong pair, it was a first-round exit. But they were quarter-finalists. On 4 different occasions: French Open, the Arctic Open, Singapore, and in Germany. Let's see what they could do up against all #1s here.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Li Chunhui, Reginald, and Ling Ziyao, Hong Kong, China. And on my left, Zheng Siwei and Huang Chong, China. Ling Ziyao to serve to Zheng Siwei. Love all. Play.
So the Hong Kong pair opening proceedings. Strong point. Huang Yaoshong. Well, Steen, I have to say that I did say just now a lot more competent pairs in the mixed doubles field these days. Do you think Zheng and Huang are still going to power through this year?
I think we've seen stronger competition from especially the two Korean pairs. We watched one here in the first round, Kim Won-ho and Jong Eun.
Of course, Chai and Seo.
And the world champions, Chai and Seo. So I think it's, we could say that there's like 7-8 pairs that are...
Feng Yanjing, Huang Dongping, that's another one.
That can challenge, but it looks like they still are the dominant force, Zheng Siwei and Huang Yaoshong. And when you won as much as they have, you tend to select your peak tournaments a little bit more carefully. Yeah. There's no doubt that the Olympics, which they missed out on in 21 in Tokyo, that has a high priority for them this year, and the Asian Games last year, which they won.
Yeah. But it's just amazing to still see that hunger just shining every time they get into this confident mode. They've already stretched out to a 3-love lead here. Zheng Siwei again, controlling that back line as he does.
We saw it with the great men's doubles pair of Fu Haifeng and Chai Yun when they lost the final on home soil in 2008. They seemed to get even more motivated and totally dominated the tournament in 2012 and won the elusive Olympic gold. So I wonder if that's going to happen for these as well.
I think that's a very important point. Sometimes you do need to get stung into action for your best performance to come out. And I think maybe, as you said, these other 5 or 6 pairs that have really kind of started pushing Zheng and Huang have just sent them into a new level. 6-love up here.
Mixed double. Mark Lempes, Isabel Loho, German.
Well, right now there's just nothing for Li Yineng to get into. They're playing with that slight bit of wind behind them, but that's not really the point here.
8 love.
A lot of unforced errors coming from their rackets. Zheng and Huang have just been bouncing around in first or second gear.
Li and playing with the drift coming from behind them.
Yeah.
9 low.
Well, from what we've seen anyway from the first 2 matches, definitely, and a bit of sideways right to left going into that top corner. But I don't think, as I said, they haven't just been able to settle into their rhythm yet. Zheng Siwei with nice disguise drop from the back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Fantastic stuff.
9.
Amazing stuff.
Top seeds, and you have to remember that they got a warning at the All England when they had their only meeting where Hong Kong pair won the first game before Zheng and Huang came back to win it 1-3.
Well, talking about that, as I said, if you didn't watch it as we get to the interval, do check out the World Tour finals in there. Amazing feat. 11-1 at the mid-game interval. A lot of thinking on the Hong Kong side.
Court 1, 20 seconds, Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you, coach. One. Play.
So back on for the second phase of game 1.
16-11.
Service over, 2-11.
That is the first shot that Zheng Shuwei has pushed long.
Service over. 12-16.
It's just gone wide. Well, hats off for effort from Li Neng. Pushed up the tempo in that point. At least kept Zheng and Huang on the defensive side.
17-12.
But couldn't finish it off. Great defense by Huang.
18-12.
Service over, 3.
Guilty of an error at the net as well. So 3-12. That's exactly what I was talking about, Steve. Having that consistency.
It's about getting some kind of rhythm into their game
Service
for
over,
the Hong Kong pair.
4.
But also keeping it compact as well.
Yeah. Finding some hope, most likely for the second game. It seems like it's gone. Oh, that's a nice cross there.
I know what you're saying. It is based on the opposition.
Yeah.
You'd have to say that they're in a very, very good position. I think as commentators, you always have to pull yourself back.
Yeah.
You want to say that's it, it's going to be their game, but as they move to 14-5, it's just a very difficult undertaking to claim back 9 points.
Had it been the other way around, it was much more likely.
Would have made for some great TV viewing as well. But yeah, it does depend on who's on which side.
And the thing is, of course, also that
Service over,
you have
6.
that 14-6 lead, you take your foot a little bit off the pedal, even if you don't want to. You know that hey, we have a good lead and we haven't had trouble scoring, so it's quite okay.
You take your focus off the edges of the details, right?
Yeah, not necessarily deliberately, but unconsciously.
You just can't help it. Yeah, complacency starts creeping in.
15-20.
Now they are very good at adapting their game, and as I said, that wonderful World Tour Finals run that they had, they were defending match points against the Koreans. You were talking about how much competition is coming in, but they still managed to come back and win through on that as well. So.
15.
I think deep down, Zheng Shuwei and Huang Yaoxiong know the psychological impact that they have on other players. When they do win 21-7, 21-9, I think they know the damage that they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not just about the passion for the game, it's also about statement of intent. No challenge coming. That looked a little bit wide.
8-16.
Managed to get themselves another. No,
Wasn't.
another 7 points. Li Neng making this first
16.
score at least a bit more respectable.
5-2.
but they might just be settling into their own rhythm. As I said, up to 9-1, they really didn't have a chance to even get started.
17-9.
Zheng and Huang were 11-1 up for that mid-game interval in just 4 minutes. And now Shang, another great angle from her.
18-9.
That's well picked off by Reginald.
10-18. Yes, Chief.
There was the challenge.
Huang challenges Paul out.
Zheng.
Well, here it comes. And that is out.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining.
Well, the Malaysia Open is one of those tournaments for Zheng and Huang that is beginning to elevate itself into historical glory. 4-time winners, consecutive, looking for their 5th
On court 3,
this time round.
please welcome technical official.
That's a mistake by Zheng.
19-11.
Mixed double.
Good power by Lee right down the middle.
12-19.
Japan.
And they've played Malaysian Masters in this very arena as well, where they've won 3 out of 4 tournaments and finished runner-up in the last one. So only lost 1 match ever out of 9 tournaments in this arena here.
That's what I mean. These are the stats to take you into that all-time great kind of area. You know?
13-19.
Now we can see that Lee and Ong, they're actually winning the last part of the first game here.
Yeah.
Scored 12 points and the max for Zheng Zheng is going to be 10.
14.
Yeah, I'm expecting Zheng and Huang to step up now, but let's face it, if it was 21, then that would have made its own little separate headline. So I'm quite glad that there's been this mini comeback from Lee and Ong. As you said, could be down to a little bit of complacency, but Zheng and Huang was effortlessly get to game point again. 6 of them.
Oi, this racket's gone.
This racket's gone at just the wrong time.
First game, 1-5, Zheng Wei and Huang Yachong, 21-14.
One thing, amazing thing about Zheng Wei is how he crosses the court. Almost 1 step, he can bound along the court.
It's only Yuta Watanabe who can match him in terms of movement on court.
You always see before that as well. So, competent, comprehensive start from the world number ones.
Court 1, 20 seconds, court 1, 20 seconds.
So back on court for game 2.
Second game.
Lee and Zheng now hitting into
Play.
drift.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have the same read. I think
It's going the other way.
I think it might be going the other way, and that the ones playing the near side here, they have a little bit of trouble getting the right length on their shot, which makes the attack from the far side of the court a little bit more efficient. So, if that's correct,
top to bottom. Those first 2 matches, I said it looked pretty clear cut, but day 1,
and sometimes it changes
yep,
during
absolutely.
play.
Oh, we'll keep an eye on that for sure.
And in the mixed doubles, it's often an advantage to play with the drift because you basically have no intention of lifting anyway.
Yeah.
You see, couldn't really get it back with correct quality there, Huang Chong. So Lee Chong-hei, he ended up firing at her from mid-court area.
Always with that downward angle as well.
Yeah, steep.
Regional challenges called out.
That's an ambitious challenge.
On my right.
Yeah, that looked a little bit strange to me, but wasn't really perhaps paying enough attention. I just saw
It looked
in.
a little bit edge of the line, but I guess both of us are going to find out by the undisputed truth. It is Hawkeye. Here it comes now. Yeah, absolutely. That's because our commentary box is a little bit high up, but that's extremely out. It's about as out as it gets.
1-3, play.
Good interception from Huang Chong.
2-3.
A bit behind the first line. Look at that. Look at where she's positioned.
Yeah.
She's covering out, so probably a read that there's a lot of attempted long defenses from the Hong Kong pair.
But generally, I found in the last year or so that Zheng and Huang, their movement in their zones of where they're supposed to be, has changed a bit anyway. You get,
sometimes
they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
But you're right, that was very deep for Huang Yashong. Oh, was a late read by Ng Si Yao.
Goes down as an unforced error, but I think it's mentally forced. You know that you have perhaps the best front court player in the world on the other side, so it's got to be accurate.
That presence has its own effect. Well, this definitely has all translated to a much closer scoreline this second game.
In my opinion, they tried to maintain control of the rally. Had he pushed, it would have been a good chance that Zheng and Huang could counter-attack.
Yeah. Oh, what a shot by Chen Shi-wei. What a combination. puts everything into that. This was the first shot,
7-4.
and there's the second.
Service over. 4 all.
It's gone long.
Service over, 5-7.
13. Service over. 5-4.
Bounce off the net. Zheng resets herself well. And the return, wide.
Service over, 8-5.
13.
Well, he came in and he wanted just to
Service over,
drop that,
8.
but couldn't really get the connection.
No, clever shot by Lee,
Service over.
keeping it below the tape, taking off the pace.
14.
Very difficult to return.
Very clever player. This former World Junior Champion in the men's doubles.
That's right.
7-8.
And now singles player, Long. So definitely has the eye for badminton.
Service over. 17. 14. 6.
Oh, Yao with the round the head.
8-all.
It was nicely placed by Owen. Oh, very close. We just saw in that earlier match, Sudirman Katatong lost a point. What was it, 19 all, for putting a racket over the plane of the net, and that's how you do it. Zheng showing you.
18. 14. 8-4.
The Hong Kong pair trying to get on the attack, trying to find that advantage.
Yeah. Well played.
9-4.
Stop there.
10-8.
And again, playing at Zheng, sort of applying some kind of mental pressure the way she comes forward here.
She just have a cardboard cut out of pearl.
And she's almost running before she hits the shot. So
Making sure
and
that
so Yao knows that it's got to be accurate.
it has to be your best, yeah.
Out. Service over. 5-10.
Oh, it's a nice return by Reginald.
Service over, 9-10.
Had to pick his spot well. We're just talking about being the best shot. That was
14.
absolutely dead into the corner.
7-10.
Ooh, that was nice.
Service over, 11-9.
So 11-9 at the second mid-game interval. And much tighter affair here in this second game.
Service over. 15-20. Service over. 11-7. Interval.
最發動係啊，最發動，咁我冇諗住會咁開啦，跟住兩個錢，係啦，跟住啊夠膽，嗰啲人嗰單啲咗啦，但我哋防守。
20 seconds, 20 seconds.
First game run by Ahmed Nampal Ugandanto and Lisa Ayu Kusumawati, 21-15.
So back on court.
11-9. Play.
Second phase of game 2.
11.
Much closer, but still some work to be done. If Reginald and Zheng are going to oust the former 3-time world champions.
12. 7.
And I mean, they're on to the right plan, Lee and Zheng. Got to get on the attack when you play
10, 12.
Zheng and Huang.
Yeah, you have
But even if you get on the attack, it's not a done deal.
It's not guaranteed investment at all. No, absolutely agree with you.
9.
Look at that movement by Huang Yaqiong. Always has a great idea as to where she's supposed to be anyway, but also very, very aware of where her partner is, and they moved so well. There's another rotation. Zheng now looking, as always, to get straight onto the attack. Oh, that was wonderful from Reginald Lee.
11, 12.
Well, that's one thing you can do against Huang Yaqiong. You can place the shuttle just above her shoulder and just above her head, and just make it as difficult as possible for her to actually return it. Still upset with it, even.
Of course, because she didn't succeed. That's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see mostly it's Zhang Siwei sort of
11. 13.
jumping up and down in frustration
Yeah.
if he misses a shot, even if they're far ahead. But that's also the sign that you go for perfection. You're not necessarily only focused on the result. You also want to play well.
No, I get it. Even if they're 18-7 up and he misses the line by half a millimeter, it's almost as if, you know, for a second the world ends.
13.
Got up nicely.
1. Love.
Again, just always looking for the next shot.
13.
Zheng, even when he's in defense, his body almost starts moving
13.
in the right direction. 13 all though.
1. All.
And a little fun fact is that the only match Zheng Siwei and Huang Yaqiong has lost in this arena here is actually against a Hong Kong pair. The #1 ranked Hong Kong pair, Sudirman and Zheng.
Really?
That was the first match they lost as a combination that won 3 straight tournaments. Zheng Siwei and Huang Yaqiong reached the final in Malaysia Masters and then eventually lost the match.
Did they lose in 3 games?
I don't recall that. I think it was 3 games.
With a couple of match points in there. Yeah, difficult to beat for sure. That is incredible.
15 to 13.
Step back smash from Zheng Siwei. So familiar with
Direction
now.
out. Service over. 14.
Oh, great variation from Zheng. And again, one of the shots that dips under the tape.
16-13.
3, 2.
Thank you. Wait.
Service over. 16-14.
Service over 14-16.
The other Chinese pair, of course, we forgot to mention Zhang Zhenbang and Wei Yazin, also relatively younger.
16.
Newer pair.
Yeah, they're the newcomers, so to speak, alongside Feng Yangji, who's paired up with the Olympic champion Huang Dongping, so a very, very healthy practice environment in China in the mixed doubles, but also competition. Right now the hierarchy is sort of like set, but who knows?
I said one thing I wanted to ask you about. We'll get into it next match as we look at this closing thing, but about Paris qualification, still 4 months to go in that window. Yeah. So really, effectively, this is the 23rd event of that time, and I'm guessing that, I said, there's only a few pairs and players now that actually have a mathematical chance to go through. You're either really good or you're just fighting to get through. But in a situation like China's, with so many pairs and players, it's always going to be tough. Oh, good rally here.
It's gone low.
Yeah.
There was a shot from Zheng and Huang who also went long on the back line of the Hong Kong pair, so it seems like you can actually lift it out on both sides of the court.
6-3.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, as I said, as we get into another wonderful rally here, it's been questionable indicators. Because when you've got someone like, as I said, Kim Won-ho and Kane Yamaguchi always testing those lines out.
Yeah.
And you saw them on both sides of the court missing. Oh,
fantastic rally.
Yeah,
this one.
Brilliant rally. Let's see, Ria's let it go. They were hustling.
19-16. Quick towel. Players, quick towel. One.
Service over. 4-8. Service over. 15-20.
So 2 points away now. And as you can see, fans beginning to flood into the Axiata Arena early on day one as well. I said it's still before noon. But there's going to be a great turnout over this week. They even get the luck of the tape sometimes.
16.
It didn't actually look like a touch, it was just a straight tumble.
10.
It works.
Missed it.
Oh, that's gone.
Oh,
Service over. 17-20.
Oh, that looked like it was.
I think he deemed that she touched it, and I think it might be right.
Oh, it might be a
umpire.
fault, right, yeah. Oh, it's very close for them. I mean, for a second I had a bit of hope. Hold on, wait a second, this is going to go somewhere else. Zheng Xinwei just makes it look effortless as he plants that cross into mid-court. Straight to the racket of Eng Si Yao. And the Malaysian fans in full voice behind them. So 33 minutes. 33 minutes, and as expected, they have hit above the bar as usual. 21-14, 21-17, and the world number ones are through to the next round.